Mike Radich here, and I'm now joined on the phone by MMA Veteran Jason Dent. Jason, how are you?
Doing good. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Jason, I've looked all over the internet, and I can't find any results of a fight that supposedly happened between you and Paul Byrd at World War Fighting Championship 6. Did this fight not take place?
No, it happened. It was Josh Neer's show. So I went out to Iowa. It was in Des Moines, Iowa. And, it should be on the Fight Finders or whatever here soon. So.
What were some of the results that happened there?
I didn't pay too much attention to everybody else's fights. It was the main event. I saw Paul Byrd. I guess he's like local hometown hero or something. He actually is the promoter along with Josh Neer, their partners. I think they brought me in so he could make a name off me and, try to take another step forward in the name of the game, and it didn't work out for him. So I ended up winning with the Kimura in the second round. I almost got a knockout in the first round. I dropped him.
And now your Bellator fight is off because of a car accident that your opponent allegedly was in. You're still going to be at the fight, correct? Because you got Donnie Walker, who's one of your teammates and one of the guys you coach, is fighting on that card, right?
Correct. I'll be there to coach and corner Donnie Walker, and I want to be there for him, but it sucks to put in all the hard work, cut the weight. I felt great. I was coming off a win. I was ready to do it again, trying to get back on track and staying busy, and then they have the fight fall apart the week of the fights, and because of the commission, they won't allow any replacements for this shorter notice. So I'm already actually shopping around. I might be taking a fight May 12th out in PA, and at this point in my career, I don't really, if I get back to the big shows, great. I guess that's what'll happen if I do what comes naturally, win. But I'm just trying to stay busy, fight anywhere, everywhere, put some wins together, get out there, keep myself busy.
Was this just supposed to be a one-fight deal with Bellator, just because they were coming to Ohio and you're an Ohio guy?
Correct, yeah, they were coming into Ohio, so they took all the big-name local talent here in Ohio, and they filled their whole undercard with it, so like I said, I've got, mad props to Bellator. They seem to be building up, getting bigger, but I made it to the big show. I was in the UFC. I'm not trying to be arrogant, but everything else still is a step down. So, and I'm in my 30s now too, so I really don't care where I fight, anywhere, everywhere. I feel like I've already seen the big shows. If I get back to them, then, then I'll do it, but I just want to fight. I want to win, and that's all I'm really worried about. I've never even approached Bellator to get a fight with them before. I've never even tried to contact them.
Did they say that they would consider you on another card down the line? Because did they have you sign a one?
They apologized. They said, we're sorry this happened. We can't get a fight on this short notice. We'll consider you for fights down the line. They did say that.
One of the reasons why I wanted to contact you was because The Ultimate Fighter is going on right now, and you were on Season 9 of Tough. What exactly was that experience like for you?
It was pretty sweet. It was, I don't know if I'd ever want to do it again. And it's not the fighting or anything. It's just being gone for 6 weeks. You pack up everything, and, they take away your cell phones. You have no contact. And I'm a big family guy, man. I love being around my parents, my grandma, and all my family and stuff. So I'm a homebody. But, the fighting, the training, getting to fight on the big show, getting to train with Dan Henderson, I wouldn't trade it for the world, but I would definitely think twice about agreeing to go again.
Now with the fights being live, they're having to stay there twice as long. Could you even imagine having to do that?
Oh, they're keeping them there twice as long? I didn't even know.
Yeah.
Ouch. Yeah, that would suck.
You kind of had a weird experience because when you were fighting to get into the house, your opponent didn't make weight, and then you had to wait around, and you were at the house, but you weren't in the house. You weren't on the team yet. What exactly was that like, going through that?
It was definitely, everybody else got to fight and get it out of the way, so they felt comfortable settling into the house and stuff. So, I just, I knew that I had to stay on my toes and be ready. I had no idea who they were going to bring me in to fight. You don't really have, you fight whoever they put in front of you, and that's that. So, didn't get too comfortable, didn't worry about unpacking my stuff, didn't try to settle in or make friends at all. Just try to stay focused because I knew I'd be fighting a couple days later.
And the opponent they brought in for you was Rob Browning, who's Junie Browning's brother. Did the cameras catch a lot of the stuff that was said? Because a lot of those guys didn't want him in the house. Did the cameras do a pretty good job of channeling all the things that were going on?
Yeah, doesn't matter. You spend 24 hours a day, they're going to grab
much more added pressure was on you, because a lot of those guys wanted you to win because they didn't want to be there with him, and there's already enough pressure on you because, you know, you want to be the Ultimate Fighter, you want that 6-figure contract. How much pressure was on you at that point?
Oh, it got so much worse because everybody's talking about him, and it's like, man, this is going to be a national TV. I have to go home to my gym in Mentor, Ohio, and I have to teach and run classes. You know, skill-wise, I feel like I'm on a different level than he was, but hey, fight for fight. Guys come out swinging, so it's like, I fought very careful in that fight. I could have went out there and exploded, turned knees. I might have diced him up and put him away in 30 seconds, you know, if I really stepped it up, but I just went out there and took my time and picked him apart. I kind of felt like, man, if I lose this fight, I might as well retire and fill my gym and just go hide somewhere.
Was there a little bit more pressure, especially that season, because it was country versus country, because you want to win the Ultimate Fighter, you know, you want that contract, but you also want to represent your country well. Was that another bit of added pressure just for the whole team?
Yeah, definitely. You know, they bring you in and they dump you with this group of guys, and they're not all good guys. I'm not saying I'm perfect either, but and then you're supposed to be the U.S. and the U.K., and, you know, it's tough, because honestly, I thought a lot more of the UK guys on that particular season. You know, I'm very patriotic. I love my country. But, like, on that season, most of the UK guys were a lot more mature, respectful, friendly. And we just had a lot of cocky, arrogant, bragging, you know, self-centered guys. I mean, not all of them. But, you know, like I said, I got along better with the UK guys than I did the US. And what's funny is it was completely reversed when it came to the coaches. Bisping came off arrogant and cocky, while, you know, Henderson was a little more reserved and, you know, polite. It's just funny.
And when you're in the house, is it kind of weird because, you know, you live with these guys, you eat with these guys, you train with them all around, and then eventually you have to fight them? How do you stay? Well, you know, I kind of want to. Don't be too close to this person because I might have to fight this person. How do you find that balance to where you're cool with them, but you know that you'll have to fight them, possibly?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely awkward. You know, you kind of get over it though, because you're there 24 hours a day. It's like you want to enjoy yourself and try to have a good time. But even with the U.S. guys, you could be fighting anybody at any time, really, because I mean, there's only one guy per weight class that's gonna win it. So it's in the training and stuff. You almost don't want to spar your harder to show your stuff or show your best moves. You want to try to keep your mouth shut a little bit and not talk too much. You know, knowledge is power. You don't want to give up everything about yourself. So,
do you keep in contact with anybody from the show who maybe you didn't know before?
You know, honestly, not really, not too much. I've talked to some guys on Facebook occasionally. One of the opponents I fought, Jeff Lawson, me and him kind of message each other back and forth to talk once in a while. But not too much, not really.
You fought Cameron Dollar at the Ultimate Fighter finale. You won that fight. You lost your next fight against George Sotiropoulos. Do you think that you were treated fairly with the UFC? Because, you know, Sotiropoulos at that time was undefeated in the UFC, and, you know, he had a lot of momentum. Do you think that you were treated good by them?
You know, it's a business at the end of the day. Them giving me the chance to fight, I appreciate, so I'm not really going to complain. But, I mean, my point of view on it is there was never a 145-pound weight class for years and years and years. That's only come about recently. I'm trying to get my weight down. The only way I'm ever going to look cut and shredded as a fighter is at 145 pounds. I only ever fought 155 because that's all I had. You know, if you wanted to be in the UFC, you had to fight 155. So, I mean, I think they tried to work me out of there, giving me the tougher fights and stuff, so I was never given easy fights, that's for sure.
Do you think that it had to do anything with your first stint in the UFC when you went 0-2?
I think so. They look at your overall record. I mean, because on the Ultimate Fighter, I did really good. I fought to get in the house. I won. I finished the guy. The second fight, I fought a UK guy. I finished the guy. The third fight, I fought Ross Pearson in an all-out dogfight of a war. We killed each other for like 2 rounds. He edged me out with a little bit of positioning in the third round and went to the decision. And then the fourth fight, I won 2. That's 3-1 record with 1 decision. That's damn good, you know. And then to lose to Sotiropoulos and him get rid of me after I'd previously gone 3-1. But I think they were looking at, I already had a crack and had my opportunity, even if it was years before. So that probably definitely had a decision, you know. Something just a decision.
Now your plan is to go to 145. Is that what I'm hearing? And
yeah, I'll probably do a couple more fights at 55. I've been training really hard, getting the diet right, the weight's coming off. So ultimately, my goal would be to get to 45. It's my ultimate goal to get down there. I'm walking around at about 164, 165 pounds right now. So, I got to shed about at least 8 or 10 more pounds of natural weight to be able to be fighting at 45. I want to do it properly, so I don't want to zap too much energy out of me cutting too much on the day of.
And once you left the UFC, you had 2 losses, one to Daniel Straus and one to Chris Lozano. Is the plan from here on out to take smarter fights? Because Chris Lozano is a 185er.
Right. That was kind of, I didn't really see myself. I was going through some tough times personally. I had a divorce and stuff, and I probably shouldn't have took that fight. They ended up nominating that Lozano fight as actually a Fight of the Year candidate on HDNet at Box Root and Show. And it was a war. We went 4 rounds, toe-to-toe. He had won 4 or 5 fights by KO out of 6 fights or something like that, knocking everybody out. And the doctor ended up stopping it after the 4th round. I thought I could have beat him. I chopped his leg down inside out. I was actually later in the fight with him getting bigger and stronger. I kind of weathered the storm. I was actually broken arm and all. I broke my arm in the 1st round from a kick he hit me with. I was still going toe-to-toe with him to the very end of the fight. So I never got knocked out, submitted, finished. I had no idea what my face did or did not look like, so they told me they were stopping it from a cut. You don't have a mirror in the cage. I don't know, so they take their word from it, So they stopped the fight on us, and I was still on my feet, still fighting,
In a perfect world, would your next fight be May 12th? Is that how quickly you want to be in there?
Yeah, I mean, I'm ready to go. I was supposed to do Bellator this weekend. The only way my weight's going to come down where I want it is if I stay busy. So if I don't have any injuries, I don't know what the future holds. I know I've got a lot of skill. I've got a lot of experience. I've never been knocked out still to this date. So, I mean, I think I still have something off of the sport. And if I stay busy and I keep taking fights at 55, it's going to keep me training, keep my weight coming down. And I'm in it to have fun at this point. I'm in it to win. I'm definitely not in it to just go out there and fight and get a paycheck. I want to fight. I want to win. But I just feel like I'm older, more experienced, in a better spot mentally, and I want to have some fun and rack up some knockouts, rack up some wins, have some fun. If I make it back to the big show, I make it back, that would be awesome. But right now, it's just about getting wins and finishing guys, and, of course, it's nice to get the perk and make some cash on the side.
Jason, if you're healthy, how many fights do you see yourself taking the remainder of the year?
You really can't predict that. That comes from experience. All you can do is one fight at a time. So I fight, I win. If I still feel and it's all about being motivated too. If I force myself out there and I'm not into it for fights, it's not good. So I'll fight my next guy. If I get that fight May 12th, if I destroy him, then I'll book something else. And if I'm motivated, I'll book something else. But I mean, I could get in as many as April. I could see myself getting in anywhere from 3 to 4, all the way up to as many 7 or 8 fights. Just depends on if the body holds up.
Jason, real quick before I let you go, do you have any sponsors you would like to thank? Anything you want to say to the fans?
I want to thank Intimidation Clothing. They always sponsor all the events I have at my gym as well as me fighting. I got my chiropractor, Dr. Franklin, Randy Lindsay of BSN. He represents BSN. He's 2XL Sports, the Rock House, and as far as my fans and stuff, I don't know. I appreciate the support. The kind of fans I want are the ones that are by my side, both in victory and defeat, Jason,
thank you for taking the time to talk. I really appreciate it.
No problem. Thanks for having me.